This boy was clearly being targeted during the race. Every time he tried to make a turn, someone would ram into him. Meanwhile, the other racers had already pulled far ahead. The audience found it boring because the wealthy teams always dominated, winning the championship every year. But they didn't realize that Mike was racing fiercely today. He was filled with anger, and now he wasn't afraid of being hit anymore. Everyone watching felt it was dangerous. Fortunately, Mike made it through the turn safely, which finally put everyone at ease. What they didn't know was that this was all part of Mike's plan. He continued overtaking one car after another. Even so, Mike couldn't help but tap the brakes from time to time. The audience grew worried because he was flooring the gas pedal too much. In reality, Mike wasn't braking at all. He completed another perfect drift. A reporter noticed that he was using a technique known as super late braking. Mike didn't know the technical term, though. He was simply trusting his instincts. One of the racers saw Mike charging forward and immediately moved aside. Mike overtook 3 cars in a single maneuver. His friend Carl was thrilled. Mike's father Jack was moved and excited as well. Even the audience was stunned. Mike's driving style was incredibly risky. Almost no professional driver would dare to do what he was doing. Car number 12 tried to force Mike to the outer lane. Anthony saw this and became upset. Mike stayed close behind car 12. If he could pass it, he would move into 6th place. But then Mike suddenly realized something. He had thought overtaking felt great, but doing so meant going onto a part of the track he disliked. Now he had to brake hard, and he hated that feeling. More and more people came to watch Mike race. The 5th place driver was getting nervous because Mike was tailing him closely. Scenes from his training kept flashing through Mike's mind. He knew he couldn't just follow the car ahead. He had to control his own pace. At this point, Mike was 8 seconds behind 1st place. For most drivers, that gap would be impossible to close. There were 15 laps left in the race. After just 4 laps, Mike had already memorized the track. Now he was battling for 5th place with car number 5. Carl continued cheering for Mike. The 5th place driver didn't want to let Mike pass, but Mike pushed through and overtook him in one go. Mike was now in 5th. Jack was completely stunned when he saw this. The race director commented that Mike looked like a completely different person. On the track, he was like a wild beast. Hearing this, Jack was so moved that he cried. There were only 6 laps left. If Mike had understood the rules better at the beginning, people wouldn't have underestimated him. He wouldn't be in 4th place right now. The audience cheered him on because his driving technique was impressive. In the turns, he would gently release the accelerator, steer hard without slowing down, and then tap both the gas and brake at the apex. This allowed him to take corners at the absolute limit. But it was also a technique that could get a driver killed. McRae and Carl had taken notice of Mike. They were waiting for him ahead. As soon as the blue flag dropped, slower drivers were required to let the lead cars pass. This was known as being lapped. McRae and Kevin didn't care about Mike, but only Mike understood that this was his chance. McRae signaled for Mike to get out of the way since the blue flag had been shown. Mike ignored him completely. McRae became furious. It had taken him a long time to lap Mike, and now the blue flag dropped again, and he got lapped himself. He noticed that the audience